Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Vidya.
Guruji, Pranam.
Pranam Kundan.
Actually, I am in Rajasthan, so this network is not good over here.
I see. Okay. So, where in Rajasthan? Which place?
It is Kumbhalgarh.
Okay. Mhm.
Pranam Rajdeep.
Pranam Aditi.
Last Saturday, I was traveling to Rajasthan, Jaipur, then Jaipur, then
Right.
Pranam RPA.
Pranam Monica.
Good morning, Rajdeep.
Good morning, Nego.
Hello, RPA.
Hello. Good morning to you. Okay, good evening to you.
And good morning to you.
Great. Great to see you.
You too.
God bless you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. One more minute, then we'll start our session today. All right. I think it is 8:10 now in India. So it's 6:40 in Dubai. We shall start our learning session today. Today is 6th of February 2021. So today's topic is desires, basically. I will explain about from where the desire comes and what are the effect of those desires. So these desires sometimes make karmic traps. We build karma. And then what are the spiritual way to deal with this kind of, so that we do not fall in the karmic traps. So these are the topics of discussion today. To understand the uh, desires, it's a normal that that we have desires. We can have different types of desires. We can have a desire for having some food or visiting some place, or have to desire to have relationship with someone, and it can be anything, any kind of desire. Just to understand, all these desires, they are coming from our ego mind. So if you are having desires, that is indicative that your ego mind is at play here. And what happens is that when the desire comes, ego try to satisfy them, and then the mind works to plan that, even if it requires some manipulation, requires some kind of, falsification, or, in the name of making it happen. So all these type of things is a possibility of binding new karma, you know. So if some desires, again, the risk is if that desire is not satisfied in this lifetime, these desires will be the root cause to have another birth to satisfy the desire. So that's where the karmic trap comes. We, because of the desire, some kind of desire, so we suppose we take birth to some kind of desire. Suppose we wanted to marry somebody and that didn't happen in that lifetime. Another lifetime will be played to have that to happen. In I'm not saying right and wrong. I'm saying this is how it plays. In currently in my life, my wife Tanushree, we had a past life in UK. In the Stratford and Avon, where the Shakespeare, where Shakespeare was born and he lived his some part of his life, initial life. There was a Shakespearean, theater hall where the Shakespearean took place. So both of us, we were the actors into that play. I'm talking about maybe 1700 something. Early 1700, I think Shakespeare was born, and this I'm talking about the later part of 1700 something. That what happened was that there we engaged, but we didn't marry. Means we are the actors into the Shakespearean play. In fact, in this life, my wife is, masters in English literature. So I can correlate from where that English literature business has come. Even she was a teacher for a long time in English. We visited that place. That is a different story. But what happened? We are doing rowing, like boating on that river. And the boat capsized. I knew swimming. I came on the shore, but she died into that in that life I'm talking. Because that desire didn't materialize, so we had to take birth again, make that marriage to happen. Okay, I'm just giving some example that how it plays out. Unless until that happened, it becomes unfinished karma, or it is open account. You cannot get liberated if you have any open account left. So I just gave an example how it plays out. It in between many other lifetime happen, but it has to wait till this finishes off, this desire. So these kind of things, these desires of any kind, it can be ignorance, it can be just a matter of liking, it doesn't matter from where it is coming, but these are all coming from our ego mind. And it plays out it went into the lifetimes. If the desire is not met or it is not satisfied, it has to play till it ends. So that's become an obstacle to your spiritual path. You cannot get liberated, you cannot get enlightened unless until the karmic accounts are closed. So that is why I meant by the trap. Like if something I like to have a desire, it can be a simple thing. There may be somebody, they lived a very life of poverty. They wanted a small house with an attached bath. That is the desire, but that didn't happen in that life. So they have to take another birth where they, take birth with having a house with attached bath. As simple as that. So this is so many ways we have the desires, and they are, it sometimes we hold it, nobody else knows about that. So it can have a different thing, but that binds karma. So when we look into the spirituality, and our aim is to get liberated in this life itself. So that's why these become sometimes obstacles. So first you understand that this happens, and once that desire is generated, karma is generated, then law of karma shall take place. it has to be, it like as a example given, like a pendulum. It shifted in one direction, it has to go to equal and opposite to get balanced. And more, just I given few example, if that balance does not happen in this life, it will go into the other life. So this, they these things happens again and again and again. I have seen my past lives, I see so many times, so many life we have taken. I have already given one example that I have taken the birth because certain things has not happened. Certain, I wanted to be extremely rich, and that life it is not possible, so I have to take another life and I'll have money, but maybe having suffering in other areas. Like our karma plays in three areas of our life: our monetary matters, health, and relationships. So maybe I have got whatever I want in that life, but the other area, maybe have a lot of money, but health goes. I cannot enjoy that well. Something of that nature that keeps on playing. So what is the key then? This plays out, and everybody is. I need not to go to further explanation. Everybody understand what I'm talking about. So when we build karma, that need to be closed or settled as per law of karma. So where is the key? The key is simply the awareness. Awareness is when we come into the spirituality, we are aware. We call it kriyaman karma. What I am doing now, which will build, karma in future. If we take the actions with awareness, then we don't build karma. And when we go further into the spiritual journey, then what happens is we realize that we are not this, mind, body, intellect package like ego. We are consciousness. We are soul consciousness, which is connected to the universal consciousness. We come here just to experience and witness. We are not here to come to the fall into the trap of any kind. If through spiritual practices we realize ourselves at least this much, that we are not this body, mind, and intellect, this package, then we can have a pathway to come out of that. It will happen internally. How it happens internally? Then we don't see ourselves as a victim. We don't see ourselves as we get trapped into a situation or trapped into something and we have to do something. We are shackled and we are helpless. This poor me syndrome does not appear, because you then look the whole thing from this awareness of your soul consciousness. So when you go there, you realize this is just a game and this is being played. These games are being played, this drama has been acted. I have to undergo certain experiences. I will undergo certain experiences without falling into trap of anything. Because in the soul, from the soul level, already, if you get connected and get downloaded in the past life experiences, you know how many times you come for a certain desire, that desire is met, but in that life created another desire. So for another life, and then another life, then further you have more desires. So it keep on going endlessly. And this is called Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. All those births are karmic births. Those are not really is as per the original soul's plan. So original soul's plan may be completed when you have taken human lives of 50 or so. Now, all of us having around 700 human lives, and most of them, because I can say, because I have seen that last few hundred, so I can tell you that what happens. Many hundreds of lifetimes people take, human lives people take, just to satisfy those kind of desires and fall into the trap of that and continue that. It is like falling into debt trap. That I have taken loan from a bank and I could not repay, then take loan from another bank, repay that bank, but this continues. Of course, there is a little more of loan, and in then took loan from a third bank, and then trying to pay this, and so on and so forth. So you fall in a debt trap. We never come out of that. That similar way the karmic wise happens with the human beings. So all right, so this is the understanding of how that our ego works, and what is the clue of getting out of it is a simply be in the awareness so that we are not minding any new karma. Okay, desires is not the way. Okay, what is the way then? The way is your pure intention. If you want to enjoy something into the life, don't go into the mode of scheming things. Be in the pure intent that I like to experience this, like to experience a new house, whatever what you wanted to have. When that pure intention manifests, through, when that you become a co-creator with the original creator, like universal consciousness and soul consciousness, the intention, when they manifest, that is the right way to get things in life, not by desire, not by running behind it, or somehow managing it to get it. We will bind karma then. Also, people ask, and this question often, that if I don't have any desire, then I cannot have any relationship whatsoever. How can I can marry someone and have children and things like that. So if I don't have a desire, basically they are saying, if I have don't desire, I become a monk and sitting in Himalaya somewhere. It is not that. Okay. So it is not about becoming a monk, I'm telling. Okay. If you have taken birth, as per your soul's plan, your life will play out. To whom you will marry, who will be your children. These are all you only the scripted. With the other soul, you have the agreement has already done before you've taken birth. So it is played out here. So don't think that without desire you cannot get married someone. You will marry someone because of your already you have agreed, because of earlier karma, it doesn't matter, but you agreed in this life to whom you get married, who will be your children, and all this kind of thing. These are all scripted by you only, your soul consciousness. Okay, so don't bother about what will happen to me and if I don't have any desire. So those kind of desires are only the drama. Okay, it's already fixed. The match is fixed. Results are known, not known yet to you, but it is already decided by you at the soul level. So you are just watching a got up game, basically. Why you don't know? Because otherwise you will not have an experience. This kind of the thrill and experience of going through all these ups and downs and uncertainties, those we have chosen to experience. So that's why we face it. So that's why. So don't worry about that. If I don't have a desire, if I don't have a desire for food, I will die. You will never die. The food, whatever body needs, you will get that food. Of course, you may. You wanted to, have the 5-star restaurants buffet system because of COVID that is stopped. That is a different issue. That kind of desire may not get satisfied, but food you get it, whatever you need. You may not get that particular location or particular type of food you want. That part you have to take care so that you don't have to come back again just to have that. So that is about the karmic trap. And spiritual rescue is nothing but you follow your own path with awareness. Be clear. Okay, this is my mind words. This is a want. These desires are wants. It may not be needed. There may be a lot of alternatives. Whatever you got it, you appreciate it and move forward. That is very simple. Spirituality and living a holistic life is very simple. Our mind makes it everything complicated. Okay. So if we do that, then we lead a liberated life. But the truth is, if you surrender that your life to that, that higher self, you will get much better. We don't surrender, and we think we are in a control. We mess it up, we fall down, there will be potholes on the road and all this kind of stuff, and then we keep complaining. That is a poor me syndrome, what I was talking about. We somehow reluctantly give control when we are in a deep shit. That is not the time to give control. That is the time you need a helping hand to come out of that hole. That's all. But I'm talking about the normal running. If you can hand it over, like we have a full trust on the pilot who will take the flight from one place to another. We don't know him. We don't know his present mental condition. Okay. We don't know the night before he was under some kind of influence of alcohol or not. We don't know. But we have full trust. We give our life to the pilot, and we assume that pilot will take us to that destination. But same trust, we don't give it to our creator, our soul consciousness. Forget about the creator. Our own soul, we don't trust. And that's why we fall into these things. Our soul knows everything. If we leave everything, we will be properly guided. We absolutely will not fall into anything. So that is the way of the holistic living. Holistic living doesn't mean that meditate whole day and eat vegetarian food. That is not I'm talking about. That is a byproduct. Okay, holistic living is living everything to your soul consciousness, your inner guru. That soul is with you for lifetime after lifetime. It exactly knows where you bind karma earlier and what to do in this life, what not to do in this life, what is the best for you, what is the best avenue. Only thing you have to meditate and get connected and get guidance. That's all it is. And once it is established, you don't even have to meditate. You will be guided moment by moment. So that is how it is. It is this played out. Just one thing I need to just inform you here. All desires are coming from our ego mind. That's I told in the beginning, except one. What is the exception? The one, your desire to get enlightened is not coming from your mind. That is the only exception. So how come this desire not coming from the mind? Because when you get enlightened, that your ego gets annihilated. It is burnt out. The ego will die when you enlightened or get enlightened. So no ego wants to get died. Okay, no ego wants its own death. That's why if you have a desire to get enlightened, remember that is the only desire which is not coming from your mind. That is your intuitive voice is telling you. कितने टाइम इसमें चक्कर काटोगे, अभी तो बाहर निकलो. So all these things, पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणम, this traps it. That is what your inner voice tells, and then you feel urged to walk the spiritual path and get enlightened. Okay, it is not about what is currently happening in you. To some extent, yes, because unless something happens, we don't even think of this changing anything. Something happens which brings us out of our comfort zone. So that we start thinking what is what is the purpose of life, and all this happens, as I mentioned, in three areas. Any one of them or combination thereof. What are three areas? It can be money matters, health matters, or relationship matters, or combination thereof. You will feel certain things in one of these areas, because these three areas, your karma gives you fruit, or good or bad fruits, results, or you can say that our reward or punishment in these three areas. So, and something may be a combination thereof. Okay, maybe my brother has taken my father's property, has not given me anything, any share. That is relationship, money combined together. Okay, it is possible. I have a cancer, I lost all my savings. So here, health and money combined together. It's possible, but in these three areas, we get all these rewards and punishment in the karmic account wise. only these are 99%, only 1% is not fall into this category. And so that 1% is in the spiritual area. So it normally doesn't happen, but still there is a possibility. Like somebody has some kind of guru dosh. I mean, in spiritual life, they have insulted some master or something. So they keep trying. They will not getting enlightened. Enlightenment is not happening. It is nothing to do with your health, money, or relationship. It is a spiritual thing. Okay, that is only 1% exception that may happen. Okay, but otherwise, without blindly, without going into the detail of whatever problems you might be facing in your life, it will come in these three areas only: either health or money or relation. Money means it may be business, it may be job or whatever which earns money for you, and or maybe property or wealth and whatever savings. It doesn't matter, but money related or relationship related. In other words, if you have some uh, you have a perfect health, abundance in money matters, and good relationship with everybody, think of a scenario: all your problems, whatever you may be thinking, are sorted out. You don't need anything else. That's why spiritual masters, they don't go into all your detail of your problem. They know what is the ultimate result. So they just channel healing energy to that, and that's it. It may manifesting may take some little bit time, but it will happen. That is the way forward. But anyway, so this is my last point. There is only one desire, which is to get enlightened, is not coming from your mind. That is the only desire that you can pursue, and other desires you try to be aware of that. If you really need something, you manifest it through your intention, not by desire. Because if it is through desire, you may be fall into the trap of karma, and that karmic law of karma shall apply, and you have to take care of that in future to settle that karmic account. So that is the advice. So that completes the learning part. Now, if you have any question, you can ask me. Okay.
Rajdeep, I have got a
Yes,
question.
yeah.
I'm not clear about that the subtle difference between this desire and intention. Could you please explain it again?
Okay, good question. Okay, see, first let me tell you what is the difference between intention and the thoughts. Okay, thought is already entered into our mind space, and it has been controlled by our ego. It is a manifested version of something, maybe some when it comes into the mind level, and it become a thought, our ego injects those kind of thoughts into our mind to control us. Those thoughts maybe give rise to some kind of emotion. We act out of the emotion emotionally and bind karma, and that's how normally happens. So the thoughts are the manifested versions of something. Okay, intention is catching it at the energy level, which has not entered into our mind yet. It is an energy, it's an intention. So that is the difference between the intention and a thought. That thought can be a desire as thought, okay, which is injected by our ego. But before it happens, then it forms, like you can say it is like this. Suppose the intention is like a cloud, it doesn't disturb you. But when it converts into a rain and shower, it can have a storm and heavy rain. It can flood the areas and all these kind of things. So it is the level where you catch it. If you catch it at the energy level, that is the intention. It is not governed or contaminated and controlled by our ego. it can float around, but it will not disturb you like that. So intention is to having, see, all of us, we have Ichha Shakti. We can manifest anything with our willpower. That will, one item, if we coming out of the will, that is intention. Okay, but when it enters down, then it gets contaminated with all these things. Our ego wants to scheme the things into certain way. In that level, it is fully contaminated. Those thoughts with all these ego-based things, it is no longer pure then. It is like when so first um, water is coming out of, say, some glacier. Water is completely pure, but over the, down the line, it gets contaminated. Now people take bath, people, wash the utensils and then wash their animals and all. Then down the line, it gets contaminated. Okay, so they are no longer pure. So what we are saying here is catch this at the intention level. You cannot get it in the mind level. You cannot get into the cloud sitting on the ground. So you have to go to that level to catch that as a pure form, on the cloud form, before it converts into the water. And if you can do that, you have a power to take it wherever it is needed. Not it's everywhere is flooding, we have no control. Intention, you take the cloud out somewhere you want, send it to Rajasthan, maybe where the Kundan is, and then give the little bit of rain there, rather than having it in where it is flooding, in Cherrapunji maybe. So that is what I'm talking about. I'm giving some rough, kind of idea. But intention is your will at the energy level. And thoughts are already manifested. It is already coming to the mind. You can have another thought, but you cannot change the original thought. But intention, you have a full control. It is not manifested. So you have the full power to divert it into that one. So is that answer somehow your question?
Yes, Rajdeep, thank you.
All right. Yeah. Got it. Anyone else having any question?
Sir, I had a question. So,
Yes, Vidya.
in this life, we can make sure that desires are dealt by awareness, but what about something that may manifest in future and then it's somewhere there in our karmic account and we don't know? So, what to do about those desires?
Okay. If you are in awareness, you will know that it is coming from your some past thing. Like we call those as a prarabdha karma, which is prarabdha karma, which is coming from, which is actually sanchita karma, is what is the store of your past lives, whatever happened. So this question actually related to law of karma. What I am talking here, don't build any new desire or new karma by kriyaman karma. Like being in awareness, you don't bind any new karma. That's what I told. But if you're saying how I can save myself if something of my past drops in my future, that's what you are asking, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So those are called, so from where those karma will come? Those are coming from the sanchita karma, the storehouse, the godown. And which will be downloaded in future, that will be your prarabdha karma, which is downloaded, and now it may give the result. So as per law of karma and neutralization method, what I explained you earlier, explained in the group also, that whatever in the sanchita karma, to deal with them is to roast them in a meditative fire. That's why you say meditate, meditate, and meditate. So that if those karma bij, the seeds are roasted, it will not give the result, even if they got downloaded. That is the first way. Second one, till about, quite a long time, there was no solution to the prarabdha karma, which is downloaded, or to deal with it. Now, Babaji has given this Kriya, and the Kriya Yoga has a excellent technique to deal with all this Prarabdha Karma. How it does? It cleans the Shushumna Nadi. What we do, it activates the chakra, no? One after another, first to seventh. And that process, we energizing and keep cleaning our Shushumna Nadi. Shushumna Nadi is an energy channel. So when in Sanchita Karma got into Prarabdha, from the energy dimension, it enters into physical body through Shushumna Nadi. Because Shushumna Nadi is our main highway of energy channel. If we daily cleaning that Shushumna Nadi, then whatever is dropping from that karma, it comes like we call it drip, drip, drip. It is don't come one at a time. It's coming drips down. And then we keep flushing the Shushumna Nadi, then it will also not give effect. So that is the way we can save ourselves from any prarabdha karma to getting the result. So that is how we deal with it. So neutralization method, Sanchita karma, meditation, to roast them in meditative fire. Prarabdha karma, kriya, daily, so that we can keep our Shushumna Nadi clean. It is like a normal. Suppose we have a drainage system. If we clean daily, then there is no chance that we can develop clogging or some, smell will come and some stagnation will come. No, there is no way. Whatever comes, it gets clean. If we regularly practice that way. And third is about the Kriyaman karma, what we are doing now, which may bind karma in future. That is simply by awareness. Being in awareness, we don't take any action, out of prompting from our mind, so that we get trapped into the karma. So simple awareness can, save you from getting that karma. So these are the law of karma and how we can deal with these things.
Sir.
All right.
Nirupam here. Am I audible?
Yes, Nirupam.
This
Yes,
is
you are
regarding
audible.
the same question from Nego, that difference between the intention and desire. That is not
Yeah.
really clear still yet. So what I understand is that if you have a intention, all desire comes in the form of intention, then it becomes a desire. Okay, that is then this Ichha Shakti is intention itself. Now, does it mean that when the intention comes, if we don't act on it, it remains intention?
Yeah.
Is it like that?
No, let me rephrase these things. Okay. See, all intentions need not to be manifested way of thoughts. Okay, all intention need not to manifest in thoughts, and then it comes into the area of your what is called ego mind. There are some of your whatever your willpower, you can simply stop it at the intention level. And it can be directly manifested without going to the thought process. When it enters into the thought, it is no longer pure. So it is no longer intention. That's what I have given example of, the glacier and the river is coming. Water is flowing, but it is not the same water. The first one, you can do many things with that, because down the line, it can be non-drinkable. You can even use it in the later part. So these kind of, and all these thoughts may not be coming from the intention, because you have no control on your thoughts. If you are a level of a master, then it follows the sequence. The first intention, then it becomes your, you manifest it, or it becomes just a thought, you can control it there. But normally, what happens is the people that don't experience the intention part, means, or other way, if we take it the analogy part, they never see the source of a water and they never experience pure water. All they see the muddy water coming, flowing through them, and they try to utilize them somehow. They don't have a choice. What I am saying is, go to the source level, and whatever you wanted to have, then catch the water there, and then you manifest them as the way you want, because it is not usable when it is down the line you catch them. So all intentions, they not necessarily go into the thought and then give the result, because you never see the intentions when most of the, say, some like awake state, the human beings normally they have 60,000 thoughts are passing through their mind. I'm sure 60,000 intentions are not there. From where the source came, you never know. They already get contaminated. Suppose, standing in a, say, what is called Outram Ghat in Kolkata, from where that water came, you never know. Which one is there, which was the things are contaminated and things like that. It's too late to analyze that. But when you go to Gomukh or someplace, then you will get the water in pure form. So this is not what I mean to say. This is not direct link that all thoughts what you have has an intention before. You don't have intention. Your some ego has injected something, and that is coming out from your thoughts, or maybe your subconscious mind has something that forms a thought. Not all your thoughts having intention, or at least conscious intention.
Let us say, let us have a concrete example. Somebody want to have a good health or good house or good car, something like that. That is the intention.
Yeah.
That is the intention.
That's intention.
But when it becomes desire, so when you put Ichha Shakti and you want to do something to get that, then it becomes a desire.
Okay.
Is it like that?
Yeah. So now, suppose that is pure intention. You want to have a good health. Okay.
Yeah.
Now what happens is, now ego plays you, okay, you can get a good health if you, say, have some, you stay in some top of the mountain and you have a big bungalow in there, have this kind of trees and having the water coming from a spring, that will give you health. So this, your mind has manipulated you into this. That may be nothing to do with the good health. Okay, how it affect taking place, how you are convinced, or if you say, okay, if I join this what is called bodybuilding program, I may be having a good health. That is, your mind has trapped you into that. Your original intention was good. Okay, so these kind of schemes may get you into karma. Nothing wrong with having your intention to having a good health. That is nothing wrong in that. But what I am saying is, if you meditate and catch that, you may get some kind of, style of living, which will be manifested in much, fruitful way, rather than going into all these kind of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it, I think.
Yeah, because I know it is not very clear, because that is what it is talking about. You catch them in the pure form. You want a good health, it's pure form. But down the line, what happened? That your mind may trick you that into doing something. See, wanted to have a, affluent life. This is a pure intention, nothing wrong in that. Then you go and invest somewhere where you'll double your income in 1 year. That your mind tricked you into that. I'm not saying that having an affluent life is not a good intention, but the way it is manifesting, you are trying to pursue, that is, you fall into the trap. You will bind karma. Okay, there are other ways to be affluent also. So those will not click if you keep falling trap of your mind. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Rajdeep, this say I have got some intention, and as you said that I have got desires, which is not, if it is not fulfilled, I will bind karma. So if I got some intention at the intention level, and that intention is not fulfilled, will it bind karma?
No, because intention is still in the energy level. So what will happen is that because actually the intention doesn't need to be fulfilled. Okay, the fulfillment comes when it comes into the ego part. Means when the intention form, then you will be play from your consciousness level. You see the game. You will be the part of the director level. You will not feel as a victim. You can change your intention because your will is no longer pursuing that. As simple as that. Okay. You can, like as a director, you can change your role. I was taking a role of a police officer. Now I will take a role of a something else, doctor. It's up to you. It does not mean the police role that it has created a desire and you have to satisfy somehow, because you are in the director level. You know that you changed it. Okay, so that is the level of awareness. You have a full flexibility. You can change your desire, intention, or you can manifest it with the same power without going to the trap of these things. Okay, it is possible that intention gets manifested. You bypass all this mind and karma business. Or whoever in the master level, even this intention, they leave it to the divine. Say it's all yours. Then where is karma? Okay. So all this, ultimately, all the spiritual master, you can check. They say, I surrender it to the divine. Let the divine will play, not mine. It's not mine. It is thy. Why? Because it is simply, even the intention, they leave it to the divine and they get the best. Because it is divine will. It is no longer you are taking a small, small bucket to collect the seawater. They're building a pipeline for the any amount of water can come through. So this is the way, rather than insisting on some little bit of desire we have and trying to push it and trying to apply our own intelligence into it and try to make it happen and all those kind of things. When it doesn't happen, we cry and we blame, and also this is called poor me syndrome. Okay, this is definitely coming from our mind. But at the intention level, then you have a full control. You say that after that intention may not be necessary. You revise that. Revision is possible because it is not yet manifested. You only change, because as you are changing, you will not blame anyone, or you will not go into this poor me syndrome. Even in the director level, it's a part of your own, revisiting things, rather than you're getting some kind of punishment out of it. Okay, that is how it works. I'm just giving a little, because it's difficult to explain things, but I'm just trying to give you somehow near some kind of idea that how it plays out. Even at the intention level, if you don't get, nothing else will happen. You take it as a divine will. It's okay. If you get it, it's fine. If you don't get, that is also fine. You don't have to. Okay. Or you will get it as a divine time. It's okay. There is no hurry. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right.
RP, I have a question.
Yes, Monica.
So, like you had
Gaurav,
mentioned,
welcome to you. Yeah, Monica.
yes. So RP, as you had mentioned that happiness is directly proportional, inversely proportionate to the expectations. So the
Correct.
gist was we should not have expectations so that we can be happy. So is it safe to say that we should not have any desire and fall trap of our ego mind, like no desire at all? Is it even possible for a human being who is not
Yes.
who has not even reached
Absolutely.
the level?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. That see, the desires, as you rightly pointed out, it is linked with the expectation. As the expectation is inversely, or happiness is inversely proportional to the expectation. Same here. See, the desires, if we can say that, okay, this is my desire, if we get it, fine. If we don't get it, fine. Then that is no longer a desire. You have the full power because it doesn't affect you. But mostly what happened, as you have a desire and it is not fulfilled, then you get terribly unhappy. So indirectly, the desires are the root cause of your unhappiness. So if you don't have a desire, then that unhappiness will not come. If if you grow into the awareness and surrender everything to your soul consciousness, and you accept whatever is coming in your life as a present, then you have no one to complain and nothing to do. That is called a liberated life. You don't give a fixed scope to be happy. We give accept whatever it comes and be happy, no matter what. So happiness lying is not to give the condition, not to having the condition. Because if you fall, I'm going to a further level down. Whoever has got into that desire and fulfillment path, okay, if that desire is fulfilled, it does not mean that your life is all nice and fine. You will get another desire to pursue, then another. That's what I was telling, like a dead trap. You fall into the trap of the desire. It will never end. Okay. So, in other words, maybe momentarily you will be happy, but permanently you will be unhappy. You'll be running behind, yeah, some kind of things which will be never ending. Till the time you realize the uselessness of running behind all this kind of stuff. Okay. So then you come back to some space, or then you can actually work on something which will keep you joyful, even if you don't have all those things what you think it will give you the happiness. And exactly that is the reason there are many, rich and famous people at the peak of their career and the height of their wealth, they denounce it. They realize this is not what they were looking for. Still they feel void inside. Okay, so why to wait up to that point and then realize that so much of struggle? We can take a U-turn much before that. No need to sacrifice anything. Just a self-realization that this will not take me to that place. A simple person living in a village, enjoying the nature is much happier than all this. We folks are struggling and make two ends meet and do something, or your never-ending trap of the desire of having more and bigger and better and longer and things like that. Okay, that is a mental trap. That's what we have to come out from.
Thank
Okay,
you,
so
Rajiv.
and what I'm saying is, I'm saying one level higher. If you give this rather than your desire, if you surrender it to the divine, you will get amazing divine gifts. Okay, think of something, you got a gift of healing yourself. Rather than paying big bills to the hospitals and the doctor, they're cheating you. The health insurance has not given you the return and all this kind of stuff. That whole thing gets off. Okay, so you get liberated from that. You need health. You're getting health. And Nirupam was asking that our intention is health. Divine gift you will get to heal yourself. If you get the give, then no need for going through all these processes, so-called standardized things. That in Mumbai, that hospital has taken 5 lakh rupees and they cheated me and charged me more, and all these things, the annoyed things will go from you. Okay, all right, okay, go around. Correct. Yes. Yes, yes. Absolutely, Gaurav. You are just nailed it. See, that the living with awareness, enlightened living is a living of the moment. Okay. In that moment, whatever is intention, you know, that it get manifested or done. So ma phale shu kadachana. We don't get with the results. We just have intention and move on. Okay, and we'll be moment by moment we are guided by our soul consciousness. So that's how we don't, fall into the trap of anything and scheming and all these kind of things. Okay. See, it is a false identification of ego that we are driving our life. We are not driving our life. We're trying to and failing most of the time. If you just release our intention and move forward, and next moment, whatever comes in front of us, then we tackle it of the consciousness of that moment. That way, we are not bound with even the what happened in the past and what is worry about the future. They cannot trap me. We know that I'm taken care of. That knowingness is there. So that will lead me forward. Okay, whatever life comes, and what is in the next moment, nobody knows. If something comes that the earth will be destroyed next moment, nobody knows. That is the truth. So why to unnecessarily bother so much and spoil our present in the matters which is not in our hand in future. Okay, but Gaurav, you are right. Living in the moment is the way to deal with this. In that moment, you have that intention. Release, we call it, release the intention to the universe. Let universe manifest it, not you. Okay, you wanted something, you wanted a good health. Release the intention to the universe. Okay, like a prayer, it's all yours. It's you know better to manifest it. That is called co-creation. That is how our soul consciousness and universal consciousness create the reality for us. More we try to control, more we crash it. It is like, you don't trust the pilot and go and fighting with the pilot to take off the flight. That flight will never take off. Okay, and actually that is what we are doing. We're thinking we are controlling our life. You are not competent enough to control your life. Even if you cannot control your heartbeat. You cannot control your how much blood is being pumped by your heart. It's all taken care of by your creator. Trust him or her. Okay, trust the process. You will be fine. Okay, but till you have a like a Luka Chupi game of I'm in a control and all, and your creator will allow you to do that. Some bache sometimes they go behind the curtain and say, "You cannot see me. Please catch me." Then Papa comes and, "Oh, I cannot see you." He can clearly see the legs are there below the curtain. Oh, you are in there. Oh, you are in the drawing room. Oh, you are in the kitchen. But I cannot see you. Creator also play this kind of game to have you some kind of satisfaction of that nobody can see you and you are more intelligent than others. Okay, and one point of time when the curtain goes and game is over. you know so these are all game. So what I'm saying is, why to all this play the games? You give it to the thing, it will be taken care of. You just live in the moment, as you say. That's it. In this moment there's nothing wrong, everything is fine. I'm breathing, I'm living, I'm alive, I have all the senses to experience, and that's it. you know okay, all right. So any further question? Okay, Gaurav, yeah, second. No, just be aware of that. You need not to do anything. Don't do anything. Okay, if the desire comes, just witness. This dissolves our all kinds of desires simply by witnessing it. Even some of the desires come out of our patterns and addictions. Okay, I had some alcoholism issue. Just simply by witnessing, that get dissolved. It is sound completely illogical, but it is not illogical anyway. If you witness, it dissolves. The example I normally give, one room, there are many children, they are playing and throwing pillow to each other and all those kind of things. They're doing, one room. Some birthday party, maybe they are in a one room, they are playing, some small children. If one adult enters into that room, no, they're not scolding, they're not saying anything. Simply when an adult enters, automatically the activity of children goes down to the very minimum. Okay. So that's how our mind works. If we are witnessing, then mind activity comes down automatically. So if any kind of desire comes and you are just simply witnessing it, then in the light of awareness, in the witnessing mode, you can neutralize it. Okay, that is the way. Just simply witness. Let it go. Let it pass by. It's fine. So you said there's no desire came and it's going. But if you take action of that, knowingly or unknowingly, you will bind karma.
So, Rajdeep, desire means some sort of dreaming. Can I put it this way? Desire means dreaming.
No, desire is not actually dreaming. Desire means something you want,
Yeah.
but then you are playing, mind is playing how to get it.
Say, for example, I would like to put it, try to understand through this example. A child during his student's life, he wants to be a pilot, say. So
Yeah,
that is his dream. So for
yeah.
becoming the pilot, he will, mastermind some activity and all these things. All these will by karma.
No. But what I am saying, you have to simply follow. Suppose you apply to go into that pilot course, but you
Yeah.
didn't get the admission because of whatsoever be the reason. Now you bribe somebody to get it admitted.
Yes, that will be wrong, of
Yeah,
course.
but if see, I'm not saying the plan is karma. You have a plan. It's okay.
Yes.
In
Yeah.
external life, you have a certain plan. That is not your desire. Yeah. But the desire comes not being a pilot, being the topmost pilot in the world. I need an award. Okay. That comes out of desire.
So you mean to say, can I put it this way? Becoming too much ambitious is also not good, because in the process, people will always try to be, manipulative and all these sorts of things.
Correct. So that comes from the awareness. Where you see what happens is people don't know when they deviate from that.
Yeah.
When no longer they're playing a fair game.
Yes. So
Okay,
long as someone is doing something fairly, that should not
that's
pose any
fine. No,
problem. Yeah.
no. Okay, that's fine. That is your karma yoga. Okay, you are doing your own duty, and
Yeah.
that is the way you are giving back to the society. I'm not saying they're doing any sitting at home and doing nothing is the best. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the means you achieve that. You know, if something comes up, means suppose you don't get that admission into some whatever pilot training college, you accept it because it is not there into your soul's plan. That's why. Don't try to push it and somehow get it because you wanted it.
Yeah.
Okay, you try to get the signals that this is the signal, that path may not be for you. Reassess and take something else. That's it.
So it boils down to, if someone achieves his goal in honest way, so he or she should not buy any karma. Am I right?
No, nothing. That is called karma yoga.
Yeah.
That is your duty to do that. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the desire. Okay. So Ivali wanted to ask something.
Yeah, Rajdeep, I wanted to ask, I discussed with Philster, while I was on mute, I don't know how I'll be taken by some others who don't know me personally, but I grew up in it like most of us in a very modest family, right? So growing up in Calcutta, I always wanted to have a bicycle. My father didn't want to buy because I would take it on the street and all that. So always had a desire. Inside me, I always had a desire to first to start. I should have a motorcycle, and then eventually nice cars. And you know what? That kind of I went back in my mind. I was always fascinated with cars, for some reason. Now for the last 10 years, I get new cars every 3 6 months. I'm not excited anymore. My desire dropped. And now the Super Bowl is coming. There's a flying taxi, and I was thinking of all this. All of a sudden, I don't feel excited. So is my desire dropped? But there is more to it, right? But
Yes,
I'm not excited anymore. What happened?
happens is it is called law of diminishing returns. So that's what I was telling. In the peak of the career of the many people, one of the example is Jim Carrey and all those. They realized that this doesn't satisfy the void in you. See, Maslow's pyramid, no, the peak is self-actualization. We think these will give me that kind of thing, that highest peak performance from me. But when we get it, we realize it is not that what I was looking for. I was thinking that this will give me that kind of satisfaction. It will give me that kind of recognition. It is give me that kind of satisfaction or all these things. But when we reach there, then we realize it is not that what I was truly looking for. Okay. So this is what it happens. And then the realization comes, it really doesn't matter to have certain things. Some people were saying that in the car, that the high speed car, that 70% of the speed we never use. In the very top end mobile phone, the 70% of the facilities we never use. So these kind of things we get it because of our desire. But will it really needed? No. Okay, it's not needed. So those kind of things will come from your awareness. Okay, because nobody bothers actually. You see that people say one or two comments in the Facebook and that's it. No further thing. Nobody will be impressed with whatever you have. So these realizations come much later. So it is an end of the day. It is between me and my desire that remains. So if we are, what I'm saying that this realization better to take that turn wherever on our life journey. Yeah, rather than going to the end and then realize that, oh, these are all, useless, or it is not meeting what I really wanted. What you really wanted is to be living a joyful life, 100% joyful. And that is not possible to achieve in materialistic way.
That's right.
It is only possible through the spiritual path. When you are aligned with your soul consciousness, then 100% time you are in joyful state. It's called Sachidananda state. Okay. All spiritual masters are in that state, no matter what the external life is. It's not dependent at all with the external life.
Now it's a other way around. Perhaps this is the plan of someone. So now when they talk about exchanging my vehicle with the newer one, I feel hassled because all I sync my data, all personalizations, everything. I feel like, oh, I have to do this again. I have to get a new car. I took her the other day to get a car. I said, again, I have to say, what's the point? I'm not enjoying it. So
Yes.
I mean, that kind of things. Maybe it's for plan. It's happening. That desire is getting dropped.
No, that's correct. But that is actually learning in the hard way. Like you have a great great car, you never use 70% of its facilities. And one dog comes, scratches your body of the car, and you spend $500 for repairing the scratch. Then you realize what's happening. I'm not enjoying this rather than I'm spending time in the garage and spending money and giving insurances. Okay. That realization come much later. Okay.
That's exactly.
So, yeah. So what I'm saying is this simple of this, this thing comes by not owning anything. Here, when we realize in the soul consciousness, we are just a visitor here. Visitor here, and you have no need to bring many things. Then, JP Vaswani's guru, Dada Vaswani, they are the Sindhi community, is a big spiritual master. He left his body. So one Frenchman visited him because knowing that he is a master, and he's a big ashram, I think, in Maharashtra. So they visited, and when he visited his room, he was thinking he's the head of that whole that Vaswani, that movement, the spiritual thing, master. So he should have a huge thing, like a huge room with a lot of sofa sets, and he will be sitting in a singhasan sort of things and all. It's nothing that. It's just small like chopaya where he sleeps, and then he's sitting there. So the Frenchman, they entered and asking, he was surprised that nothing is there in his room. For water, there is a jug and glass, and then one chopaya. That's it. And then Frenchman surprised says, Guruji, that I came here to meet you all the way from Paris, and I find you don't have anything here. Why there is nothing, no furniture, nothing. So then he asked that the Frenchman, where is your furniture? So I said, it is in my home. I am traveling, but so am I. So I am also traveling here on this planet Earth. I don't have any furniture. My home is somewhere else. I'm a visitor like you. Okay. So this is the level of consciousness. He is so rich that no furniture can meet that kind of thing. Okay. So I'm not promoting that denouncing furniture. What I'm saying is, it is all about your consciousness. If you come into that, you don't feel like owning anything, because end of the day, you have to give it to somebody, no matter what you own in this world. Okay, even if you own, say, Burj Khalifa here, tallest building on the earth, have to end of your life, you have to give it to someone, so, or automatically you'll be taken from you. So what is the point in owning Burj Khalifa? That is the better. Earlier we realize is better, so then we get liberated from it, rather than paying all the fees and charges and taxes and insurances and all this kind of stuff. Okay. But Shaival, also in your case, I just like to just remind you, also our pattern governs us. We have a pattern, as you mentioned about your childhood. The pattern remains with us. I'm not talking about the good and bad. And that, we normally give an example of, say, a small baby elephant. A small baby elephant in a zoo, a small rope, very thin rope, it is tied on his leg with a one post. The baby tried to take out of that rope and he could not break it because it's a baby elephant. Now the baby elephant grow into adult and become an adult elephant. Now that small rope, he can get out of it at any time. But he will never try to break the rope, because from the childhood that he has tried and failed, that created a pattern in him. He thinks that is unbreakable. I cannot break out from this rope. That thought tries the pattern, give him tied on this thin rope with this post. But actually he has a power to do that. And most of us, we are living like that. A lot of patterns are like that. What we believe in, that is no longer valid. We never revisited those things. In our spiritual journey, we reassess everything. What is really needed? What is our true power? And what is our true enjoyment? I wanted to find out some, addiction or something better than alcohol, where I will have no hangover and that high will never go. And I landed up into spirituality. Okay. It would never goes, always high. So you never know how it is plays out, but don't keep trying. You will land it up into the, maybe the some place which you never expected. Okay, it is there. Only you have to keep knocking till you get it. Many people, they say, I don't believe in God and all. I said, that's fine. But whatever you are trying to establish, don't leave it. Go till its end. so that you are satisfied that there is no God. Don't leave it as a concept. Search yourself or whatever, and ultimately you landed up somewhere where the truth is. In search of the truth, that everything goes there. All right. Okay, so now I think it's time we should be ready for our meditation, Kriya and meditation. Sit straight.